It's official on my whistle, let me see you twerk. Bad bitches bout they money, I supply that work. Sexy bitch up in that farm, wanna buy that bird. I can lend a couple dollars, let me see you work. It's official on my whistle, let me see you twerk. Bad bitches bout they money, I supply that work. Sexy bitch up in that farm, wanna buy that bird. I can lend a couple dollars, let me see you work. I'm a gangster by this dollar, I like stripper hoes. Body like I'm P, plus I'm making dough. Shrimp dinner with the grits, baddies on the pole. She stripping out her bathing suit, her body worth some dough. Probably put a BB on it, calling bitches broke. Natural bitches think they hot, I always want to smoke. Probably rubber stretch marks like a Georgia peach. I like women different color, fetish, pretty feet. On your hands, on your knees, practice what you preach. Billy Ocean, Tatiana, busted open leak. I can tell that she a squirter, that's my favorite free. 5,000 through the ones, that's a baby me. I like hoes break the rules, probably take a drink. 4 pockets like a truck, I can stock a brink. Phone bill, car rent, I'm like Mr. Beast. I go stupid with the racks, babies gotta eat. It's official on my whistle, let me see you twerk. Bad bitches bout they money, I supply that work. Sexy bitch up in that farm, wanna buy that bird. I can lend a couple dollars, let me see you work. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number, what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe. And I'm here to bring you another one like the other one. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And as we can say, and as this blog gonna say, and as I could agree, the neighborhood 40s been hot in this street. They've been having a hot streak. So, with everything I've spoke on, X4, 4 extras, the Spody face, the Beckle, now we got 4 leaf on the chopping block. A few days ago, I think I did react as well, drop some content pertaining, well, a snippet of some content of Munchie B speaking on 4 extras. Excuse me, not 4 extras, speaking on 4 leaf and C-Star, and saying, basically, he was sending a message to C-Star and the 40s that if C-Star keep on putting false narratives out there and or speaking on them, that he's going to expose 4 leaf about this case that's going to be talked about in this segment, a fight he had in the county jail and stuff like that, you feel me, and alleged stabbings going on and stuff like that, you feel me. Y'all going to get the content right here. Now, what I would like to say before I get to the content and point out, it's a cold game out here in these streets, and y'all better pay attention to what's going on, because it'll be your homie. Everybody want to point the finger and try to highlight, oh, your ops trying to do content on y'all, trying to do this and do that. People better pay attention and don't be mentally distraught, and really understand who is giving this content out. People homies be knowing. People close to people, friends, cousins, close associates. You got to watch everybody, because the social media space is a messy space, and people don't care about being messy. Your homies don't care about being messy. Women don't care about being messy, and they all try to turn it and make it seem like it's you being messy. So again, watch the feed and information you receive, who is coming from, where you getting it from, and know who's a reliable source and who's not. And regardless of a homie, know who's the real enemy and or imminent threat for sure. Or just, you know what I'm saying, even when there's controversy attached to it, some people just want to go live for the views. Don't mean that they're enemy, you know what I'm saying? Some people are just circus acts and clowns. However, to sum it all up, I could have been the one that did this same segment before the street rap news, is what I'm saying. I had all type of information unloaded on me and gave to me in hopes that I spun this segment. I chose not to. But now that it's out here, y'all already know it's the halfway and a half effect. We're definitely going to commentate.
Andre McClellan, a.k.a. Four-Leaf. Now, I know a lot of y'all that heard a lot of situations about Four-Leaf from other channels that have shared his situations that he's encountered in the county jail. Now, we gonna speak on the situations that's transpired that ended him up in the county jail and currently in high desert right now. Now, the 40s have been real hot right now, man. And the LAPD he's had with other members from 40s, as well as his work that he's put in that's ended him up in the situation that he's in right now.
In there, if you was somebody, if you was a powerhouse, Four-Leaf needed you, he wanted you in that module. Four-Leaf is a chess player, you feel me? And he's active. Big old sized up light skinned nigga, y'all see pictures of him. And he play. So yeah, he had 4,700. And everything that came through there, you feel me? Every red rag that came through there, every blood that came through there, he was doing them bad. Him.
So like I said, Andre McClellan, a well-known member, especially right now to the internet and to this Lamar Park section. This dude is 36 right now, but we got to rewind the clock to when he was 21, back in his hood. So back in October 2010, Four-Leaf had got out of jail on a grand theft not too long before this time, and he was still a young member. And he had a homie by the name of Christopher Salico, whose pops was also Christopher Salico and owned a dry cleaning business on King called Jimmy's Dry Cleaning in the middle of 40's hood. Now, it's said that the Elsa tried to game up other members from 40's, trying to get them out the streets, point them in a better direction. But Salico had made a statement to the police saying that pretty much Four-Leaf was a lost cause since he got out of jail recently. He couldn't speak the positivity in the Four-Leaf. He couldn't tell him to leave the hood alone. And he also couldn't tell him to get away from his son, the younger Salico, who was also an admitted member from Rolling 40's. On October 27, 2010, Four-Leaf and another member from 40's named Too Shay, Leandre Hebert, had popped into the dry cleaning business and got down on Christopher Salico trying to rob him. Now, like I said, this dry cleaning business is owned by the father of another dude from 40's. And the father knows Too Shay and Four-Leaf still robbed this dude. He was shot. It said that Too Shay flashed the pistol and made this dude come up off it in the dry cleaning spot. Now, of course, after these dudes dip out, he tries to call his son, Four-Leaf and Too Shay homie, who's also from 40's, but he couldn't reach him, so he ended up just calling the police to identify both Four-Leaf and Too Shay, being that these was dudes around the neighborhood that he would talk to all the time.
Okay, so where's smoke, where's fire? And everything is coming out now. So as y'all see, it's a cold game, and as these social media outlets keep pointing out, it definitely seemed like the 40's had their situation together down there. It definitely seemed like it was a tight-knit community, but with all the falling out and speaking that's going on the internet, it's showing different, and or making it seem that the foundation is crumbling. Something else I want to point out, although this is about Four-Leaf, shout out to Spody Face. The best thing Spody Face could have done was quieted the situation and gave people nothing to talk about as far as new content after what was spun was spun. Now, speaking back on Four-Leaf, it's a cold game. And I don't know if Four-Leaf and Too Shay was just on demon time or times was hard, because or just the homie from the set had to be like somebody that wasn't respected, or somebody that they was beefing with, because it's crazy to go rob the homie pops Unless the homie Pops was just sitting on the meal ticket in cash or had them bricks. To hit the dry cleaners, that's crazy work. And barefaced to where this man knows y'all and can tell on y'all. So it was just like no respect factor there whatsoever. How the way the rap news is commentating, making it seem that dude was a pillar in the community and or looking out for the 40 members and giving them game that was instrumental as far as keeping a stronghold in the community and building up business. However, he felt like 4-Leaf was a lost cause. 4-Leaf wasn't feeling that. And 4-Leaf showed up on his doorstep and sure enough, robbed him. If this is the truth of the character or description that they given of the Calico dude that he robbed and his son being from 40. So they go in there barefaced, stick him up. I don't know how much money the cleaners have on hand, so that's what I'm saying. It was like, you better off going to hit the bank or probably rob the local liquor store, because at least they seeing business at all times of the hours and every day. They rob him, pull Blick out allegedly. Dude try to call his son, can't get in contact with his son. Since he couldn't get in contact with his son, he hit the police. Him hitting the police, 4-Leaf go down, Too Shay go down. We gonna get into the rest of this content, and you already know it's the halfway and the half effect. We gonna commentate.
But Rob, kind of like a hood business, a hood store. But it was kind of clear that they really wasn't feeling Salico's son, and they felt like Salico spent too much time trying to convince homies to lead a set and not participate. So not too long after the situation, police arrest 4-Leaf on October 29th and arrest Too Shay November 2nd, 2010. Now, after these dudes went down for this situation, it comes out that Too Shay was actually a state's witness against his own homie from 40s on a murder that happened in 2009, just a year before the situation. And Too Shay tried to use this to get the gang enhancement dropped from him, saying that he wasn't even an active member. And it seems like 4-Leaf knew that Too Shay was a snitch as well, because he also tried to use that to prove that since Too Shay wasn't an active member of the 40s and stayed in the Fire Trey Avalons, and the business was owned by the father of a dude from 40s, that this robbery wasn't done for the betterment and the enhancement of the gang. So they tried to both use this card of Too Shay being a witness to get the gang enhancement charges dropped. But it didn't work, man. Too Shay was also named in the 40 injunction a year prior to him being a witness in 2008, where he was a documented active member from 40s, along with dudes like Baby KS and Doty. Not Doty 6, another one of the Dotys. But a lot of people was named in that injunction. Too Shay couldn't dodge his gang enhancement. But I don't know what was going on at this time to where Too Shay was kind of excused. It seems like by 4-Leaf and other dudes from 40s in that situation where he took the stand on his homie. But then they turn around and rob one of.
What's up, y'all? It's Gina Page, president and co-founder over here at AfricanAncestry.com.
They homies people's businesses.
What happened? Blood Crip, Dark Side Crip, and
What I
everything.
just
We
said
kill
right here,
everything over here.
You got
we kill everything in the dark.
even smokers and stragglers.
School.
So that's the least to say that they wasn't feeling the sun for sure, for sure. Once they embarked upon that business and went in there to rob it and flash pistols, it was already shown right there was no respect for the son, that the son couldn't have been nobody from 40s and or they was beefing with him. So, I mean, just because somebody disrespect you don't mean that you're a clown or somebody that's not to be played with. When it's beef and you going against the opposition and the opposition's just as tough as you or just as disrespectful as you and don't care, they going to get disrespectful to seek you out and or, you feel me, let's go on a crash course or come look for me and seek me out now. Now, somehow I want to point out that was very stupid to do this bareface. And knowing this man knew you guys' name, because it seemed like he know their name. Probably knew their first and last names, or at least their first names. You know what I'm saying? Probably knew them since they was kids. His son probably like the same generation of them, and or if not older or a little bit younger, whatever the case may be. So that was just stupidity on their fact to go do that. You feel me? So Foley was around that thing like Debo was trying to bogart, because he really had it in his mind that he can go do this and get away with it, and they was gonna keep it in the streets. Pops turned that right over to the police. If, as I said before, if with this rap news media is commentating and saying it's true as far as dude looking out and being a pillar in the community and trying to show people better and trying to get people to leave the gang lifestyle alone as far as chasing money and just, get you a business, do something different, that really made Foley for them mad. Foley for them was tripping like, hold on, you trying to have the homies out here dupe, you trying to take the community for us, you talking this Martin Luther King peace stuff, we own you. So they do their thing, they go down, and as he is showing, this is public knowledge, and somebody gave this to him, they showing paperwork. It comes to find out that they saying that Too Shay is an informant that Too Shay was telling already on a homicide, giving information up on another 40 member. But for whatever reason, either this paperwork wasn't out at the time, or either this person that Too Shay was telling on, allegedly, Too Shay was more of a reputable person than him, to where that got shied under the rug, and Too Shay was still allowed to be around, creating carnage and collecting intel or whatever he was doing. I don't know. We going off what's being spoke here. So yeah, it's a crazy game out here. So then he go to court as well and try to play the informant role, to his advantage. Like, look, I'm not an active game banger. How y'all trying to hit me with all these elements and all these enhancements, trying to say that I did this for the benefit of the gang. When you go down for a crime off the back, they gonna say you did it to further your gang, for the benefit of the gang, to give your gang that ring and monotone, you know what I'm saying, to help them financially, to help them to be feared and stuff like that. So he like, man, look, I'm already working or already engaged some information, so that debunks what y'all saying right there. And then, like the Mad Genius, Foley right behind him play on the same thing. Like, look, yeah. So y'all saying that, man, he's a known informant and I'm hanging with him. So if y'all saying we so active and trying to terrorize the community and doing this from 40s, why am I hanging with an active informant? So, man, this is like, yeah, man, it's a cold game here, man. So we going to furthermore get into the rest of this content, and y'all already know it's the Hef way and the Hef effect. We going to commentate
in this section. Now, Too Shay was on probation at this time of the robbery for vandalism or some bullshit like that. And since he couldn't shake that gang enhancement and he was the one that flashed the pistol, he got hit with 23 years straight. He been down since 2010 and he ain't seen a light of day since. He had 3 years for the robbery, 10-year gang enhancement, 10-year gun enhancement. He was also 21 at the time. He's 36 now. Like I said, he never got a chance to see the light of day, and he was denied parole in 2024. But he's seemingly on the last leg of his bid, and he probably gonna be coming home soon, man. He's currently in Wasco right now. But Foley, on the other hand, he originally got sentenced in 2011 to 21 years. But he seemingly was able to beat the gun enhancement since Too Shay was the one that had the pistol. He wasn't able to dodge the gang enhancement, but he ended up only serving 6 years from 2010 and got out March 2017. But when he got out with 2 strikes. And this how we end up on August 6th, 2017. Just 5 months after he was released from that situation he had with Too Shay. He meets a dude named Michael Coleman out of Redondo Beach with one of his homies. Now he ended up striking a deal with Michael Coleman for 50 pounds of weed. He tell Coleman that 2 of his homies want to buy the weed. You know, they probably worked a little middleman deal out.
So just like the 4-leaf clover, with all the luck, it said it's supposed to stand 4.5. 4-leaf slipped his way up out of that one. So as y'all see, I don't think Too Shay being alleged informant or snitch helped him out. You know what I'm saying? He got 23 years, got hit with some gang enhancements. They didn't care about that. That's usually how it go. They don't care about you telling. See, sometimes telling works. And if you is telling, you got to make sure that the telling is working for you right then and there, or they put something in writing. Because it looked like if he did tell, the telling happened and helped him the first go around, the information. Second go around, they wasn't buying it. Man, regardless of you being an informant, it's a lot of active informants. You still over here in the neighborhood. Y'all robbed this man. It was said you better brandish the gun. We not going for it. We don't care about none of that. Here's this 23 years. Here's these gang enhancements. On the other hand, it looked like Foley slipped through the cracks and only received like 7 years, 6-7 years. Got right back out. Buddy had 2 strikes. And that's usually how they do you. We ain't going to let you slip through the cracks either. But if we can't really hold you, we going to try to sum this deal up. Hey, we going to give you, we could try to bang you. We was facing 20 years. Hey, we going to drop this down to 7 years, 6 years, and 2 strikes. And dudes hop on them type of deals. Believing in their mind, or at that time, man, it's going to be my last time. I ain't getting in trouble. Thank you, God. And then get right back out and get into some more trouble. And that seems like that's exactly what happened. He got back out. Got back into the playing field, try to stage some things, and it didn't go his way. So we're going to go ahead and drop the footage pertaining to that. You already know it's the Hef way and the Hef effect. We're going to commentate.
Deal out, but Coleman said, all right, come with 70 racks.
Introducing the new high-strength bulletproof vest from Apex Armor, now available in the U.S. For your safety.
And Coleman must have really trusted this dude because he called Foley and said he had that. And Foley said him and his people was on their way. So when they got to Coleman's spot from Redondo Beach, and we will say, Foley did not implicate nobody in this case, man. He didn't tell on nobody, he stayed solid. But he pulled up in the S550 and 2 dudes, John Doe 1 and 2 and a female, pulled up in a white Denali. So Foley and the 2 dudes ended up going into Coleman's apartment with the plug in there, a dude named George Manna. And it said that Foley and Coleman bought the trash bags out the back with the work. And at this point, the 2 dudes that came with Foley pulled out and Coleman tried to run. They busted a shot in the apartment and end up gaffling Coleman up. Now, George Manna said he saw Foley pull a gun out. Coleman, he's already on the floor. He said he ain't see Foley with a gun. And he said when the dudes pulled out, Foley sounded surprised. But George Manna wasn't going for it. He said he seen Foley pull a gun out. But nonetheless, they ended up zip tying both of these dudes. And you know, he ended up catching first-degree burglary for this, but he's lucky he didn't get that false imprisonment. You know, that false imprisonment and that next level of that kidnapping, that shit come with that elbow, man. You know, with them zip ties, that shit's a very dangerous game. But either way, man, like I said, they ended up zip tying these dudes up and getting off with the peas. But in actuality, they didn't even have to tie these dudes up. It said that shotgun, he got out the zip ties when they ran out the house and tried to come outside with the fake shotgun. But when he get outside, he didn't see these dudes, so he looked at the parking spot where Foley pulled up. He said they arguing over the peas outside. And Foley look up and see Coleman got out his restraints and he got on. But shit was all bad for Foley again, man. He left his cell phone and his wallet on the coffee table inside of Coleman's house. So this is how shit has went left for Foley, and this is why everybody's heard so much about these county jail stories. Since 2010, he's only been out for 5 months. Pretty much his whole adult life has been in jail.
I didn't do that to your homie. I would know. I would let you know how I show. I'm positive. I'm positive, bro. Yeah, we would go everywhere now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to know.
But this situation right here is what landed him his 3rd strike. Like I said, he already had 2. 1, they ain't life. 25 for the 3 striker, plus 1 for the gang enhancement, man. And like I said, he's currently in high desert right now, not eligible for parole till 2035. But something else we seen from him since he was behind them walls was a lawsuit against them jailhouse deputies, man.
All right, so he got out after that case with him and Too Shay or whatever. And as y'all see, it looked like he tried to strike a deal, you know what I'm saying, for some peas, you know what I'm saying, for some pounds of weed. So for whoever these dudes was, that's some of the paperwork. I'm pretty sure the paperwork is public knowledge. Y'all can go find it yourself if it piques your interest that much further from what I'm speaking. They set the deal up. It was told for him to bring 70 racks for however many P's, you know what I'm saying, he was trying to get. They pull up out the way on the house, got the low, pull up to the spot. He pulled up, I think, like 2 or 3 cars deep to this spot. They go in there to conduct business. When they start conducting business, they go bad. Allegedly, it seemed like ill intents was had, that it was actually going there to take them P's. Wasn't no 70 racks being exchanged for those P's. Those P's was coming by way of being free in this robbery. So allegedly, all these guys were zip tied. Whoever the guys was that came with 4-leaf was supposed to have been the guys that allegedly enacted this robbery. So one of the victims out of the 2 people was saying from his account that 4-leaf looked surprised that the robbery was taking place and that he don't think 4-leaf probably in further stage this robbery. However, the other guy, he wasn't buying it. He was seeing different, like, nah, man, he's a part of this. These people get zip tied up, get their merchandise taken, as in the pounds. 4-leaf and his party exit this robbery, and obviously they didn't put the zip ties on too tight, or either this person was skinny, anorexic to where he like slipped through and got through them things. So he get through the zip ties, grab a shotgun, but it's a fake shotgun. You feel me? Republican shotgun. From what they saying, it don't even seem like this is airsoft. It don't even seem like it's a CO2 pump. You know what I'm saying? Pellet. At least you can pop some pellets. You can't even do that. He grabbed that and run to the front in furtherance, hoping he can catch them and or scare them or whatever the case may be. He gets outside and see 4-leaf and the other guys that embarked on the robbery arguing over the weed. I don't know what they was thinking. Regardless, if you thought you had tightened them up good enough, man, we not about to argue in front of this house, in front of the P's. We about to get in this car. We about to exit this robbery scene. And when we get back to the destination or whatever we going, that's when we going to figure this situation out. So it just seemed like from what they explaining and how they showing, man, a lot of these times, man, 4-leaf was not using his brain, man. He was not being smart at all to be this chess player that J Hood pointed out. So now we gonna furthermore get into the rest of this content, and y'all already know it's the Hef way and the Hef effect. We gonna commentate.
Much about his jail stories, his fights, the modules that he's running, just everything that's going on. And he ended up filing a lawsuit for $450,000 against LA County for a violation of his civil rights in this motherfucker. So like I said, he did that move on August 6th, 2017. He ended up getting gaffled up August 24th, 2017 and hitting the county again. Now with him spending so much time on that last stint in the county, a lot of people was for sure waiting for him to come back, man. And it was clearly the deputies and the Bloods waiting to get up on this dude when he got up in there. So it said that like a year later, after he went back in, between August 28th and August 29th, 2018, the deputies came up to him while he was in 4700 and ordered him to exit his cell because one of his homies had some food that they wanted to share with him. He said he was the only one to come out. And at that point, they took him over to 4800, where they said they had a cell open for him, and the cell was completely blacked out, all dark. They had ordered the lights to be turned off in that motherfucker. So when he get in the cell, he said it's 2 Bloods in the cell with weapons. Man, these dudes produced their weapons on him, ended up poking and whooping on him. And this is what's alleged in the lawsuit. And they were seemingly trying to take 4-leaf out. And I would say if they had killed him, we wouldn't even be hearing about this situation. They would have cleaned that shit all the way up. Because it said that when them dudes finished whooping on him, they was giving them extra food and just some extra love and shit for setting 4-leaf up. Now, I believe he was able to win this case, man, and was able to take home that whole $450,000.
There's no need to call a locksmith. With this master key, you can unlock various locks.
But, you know, he got a long road home, man. Hopefully he can make it home and be able to enjoy that shit. Because clearly when he got out the first time for that 5 months, he had to set that move up because he's trying to get back on his feet. This really have him on his feet. So hopefully if he make it out, he ain't got to crash out again. You know what I'm saying? But another thing that he's definitely known for is the situation that he allegedly had with Munchie B. Now, Munchie B was in the county at the same time with 4-leaf. Now, I believe at this time he was in there for a grand theft, which is the charge I believe he ended up going to prison over. But in 2010, Munchie had went down June 9th. And like I said, October, 4 Leaf and Too Shay was up in there. But that whole shit with the peanut butter, man, we never gonna hear the true story about that. Unless somebody, a grown man, sits on here and gives a description on what Munchie B ass looked like. And then somebody else produces an image of Munchie B's ass, and niggas want to sit here and connect the dots on this man's ass. We ain't never gonna know the fucking truth behind the peanut butter situation between 4 Leaf or the 60s and Munchie B. That's something that's gonna go on forever. We'd heard everybody talk about it, and it's just time to leave it alone. It don't matter if you say you was there. It don't matter if you say you was the one that did it. At this point.
So I don't know who that was at that cell, that light-skinned dude. Maybe somebody in the comments know them. That's somebody's cousin, somebody's brother, but it looked like he needed help and he was in trouble, and he was a grown man, and he should have known what was going to happen. He should have known, because first and foremost, ain't nobody meant get my 3 feet off the back. You close in my space like that, I'ma step back. Or tell you like, hey, hold on, bro. Once you keep broaching, I'ma fire. Ain't no I'm about to be talking and you fire on me, get on me, and then I get back up and I get to talking like, man, I wouldn't lie to you and this and that. So that was just crazy. Another thing, boy, it was a whole lot of recording going on up in that thing. Like, man, they have from the cameras at the county jail, like, so the police giving out footage to some of these situations was in the cell. It had to be a phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm about to put this on camera and get this dude. So, 4 Leaf was making sure he left a legacy behind. He was making sure he left a legacy behind because he got a lot of situations that's recorded and a lot of fun that's going on in that county jail. Now, let's furthermore get deep into this content. So, this is the lawsuit that is public knowledge that a lot of people talk about that and calls 4 Leaf a snitch on or in, or if you hear his name associated with some snitching, they try to say this is snitching. This is a wobbler. Now, to each his own. You got some people going to try to play a hardcore to the bone when it comes to them and be like, oh, man, you know, telling is telling. You know, we said we supposed to get in that room. You know, the rules is, you know, a murder, you know, the code of silence and this and that. I'm going to tell you this. If the police do something to me or did something to me, am I going to file a lawsuit? And or what y'all say, tell? Man, F the police, man. I'm about to get my money as well. Now, what I do want to point out, this story is all wrong. But I guess this was the story that was in the lawsuit. But then again, I wasn't there. So who am I to say that this story was wrong? So let me recorrect myself. From what I've heard, that's not the story. That's supposed to be the story of him and K5. Him and the K5 fight. I think y'all can tap into J Hood. J Hood may have brought y'all that fight of him and K5. So that's where the lawsuit that came from. Him and K5, you know, was fighting. It was said that he pulled a knife out, and K5 was the one that was actually got hit up with the knife. But it was like, I guess, so much blood everywhere that he was able, you know what I'm saying, to get away with saying that he was injured and that the police basically brought Bloods over there to hop on him and sick him because he was doing this thing, and they further celebrating, giving the Bloods food and extra passes to do stuff like that. So, genius move. It definitely was a genius move with him getting this lawsuit and or lying, you know what I'm saying, to receive the pay because he got a big payout. And some people say it was $1 million. Right there, it say $400,000. That's half a ticket. And then you hear other people say, well, no, it was another lawsuit too. Y'all don't know about the other lawsuit. So maybe somebody will come out with the other lawsuit and give us some information on the other lawsuit if it's not a myth. But, you know, that's just the crazy times and crazy life and what 4 Leaf had going on. And as y'all see, and as they pointed out, he's back incarcerated behind bars, you know what I'm saying? But he got some bread to play with. Let's see what happens. Let's see what he do with it. He got his 3rd strike from that case. They hit him with a robbery and stuff like that. And they talking about like the nearest future date is 2035, but who knows? With all these laws is being passed and people getting time back and giving time back, he may be out before then. But we gonna conclude this there. It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe because it don't cost you nothing. Press that button, and if you ring that notification bell, I'm gonna bring you mail.
Gate, I ain't social media built, and I vouch for my motherfucking self. True street nigga, good in every hood. A little book, smart, extensive vocabulary capacity, and a lot of common sense. 5% fuck nigga, 95% solid nigga. Therefore, if you claiming you 100, you's a goddamn lie. Why? Because I'm the realest nigga I know.